Hey guys, welcome back to the Tolan Ticket. This is episode 13. We are live. Where are we live at, Justin?
We're at the Z Strike down here in Power and Light District, across from the Women's Christian Rights building. It looks like it's some sort of conventions going on here at the Sprint Center. So
we'll elaborate on that though later. For now, it's news and notes. You've got Justin Price, the priest, and myself, Tolan Lichty,
the big fella.
The big fella. So news and notes. Let's get straight into it, big fella. Actually, before we begin, you have a Buddy married today? Would you like to tell the audience what that is?
Vegetable treat. Morning vegetable treat.
Red Bull vodka, also a treat, but not so much of the vegetable variety. All right, news and notes today. We've got some big stuff from last night's preseason games. Some guys look good. MJD looked pretty good.
Yeah.
40-yard touchdown scamper.
I think he's on his way back. I think he might have found his. He's angry. That's a team for angry people to go to. Bunch of outcasts. I mean, did you see the roster? They showed like their new additions. Like half their starting team is newcomers. It's going to be a
Matt Schaub,
Justin Tuck.
We're going to talk about Schaub later. But yeah, that's the big thing. MJD looked pretty good last night. Garrett McFadden looked horrible. All the running backs looked horrible aside from MJD in Oakland. Big news: BJ Raji out for the season. The Packers nose tackle doesn't really affect fantasy too much, but then if you have the Packers defense, how does it hurt you, Price?
I don't think they were ever selected anyway. So
yeah, they're 10 to 15.
I can't read.
No, you're good. You're good. The big stuff here: Monte Ball's going to play Saturday night, which is tonight. His first preseason action since his appendectomy. Monte Ball, one of my big studs. I think you're pretty high on him, relatively high on him.
Yeah. First preseason game, and he's second, third round pick. Everybody's so high on him.
No.
Question marks.
I think he's good for 1,200 total yards this year and 10 to 12 touchdowns. So I think Monte Ball is solid number 2, questionable number 1 in standard leagues. All right, big news here. Actually, I want to talk about the Jaguars last night. I saw Alan Hearns, the number 1 starter listed, wide receiver. He had 60-something yards and 2 touchdowns. Jaguars receiver. What do we think? Is he really going to be the guy?
No comment. Yeah. I mean, it's the Jaguars to me. I mean,
Hearns and Cecil Shorts and Marquise Lee.
Who's throwing that pigskin there?
Oh, Bortles has looked better. Now we're on news and notes. Bortles looked better last night again than neither guy really a standout in the loss. But moving on, so that's big news. Nothing to really take from that. You don't draft Bortles in your league. You don't draft Henny. You don't draft Hearns just yet.
You draft McFadden. Not McFadden, but MJD.
Definitely draft MJD.
So MJD, he's an 8th rounder, 9th rounder.
Marshawn Lynch, first preseason action, finds the end zone. Opening drive.
Lots of Skittles flowing in Seattle. So
yeah, I'm not super high on Marshawn Lynch rather. I think he'll have to take a step back this year, but he's still a number 1 running back.
Low first round grade on me, to be honest.
Yep, low first round, high second round. You got to take Lynch. Don't be afraid of what Kristen Michael brings to the table there. Let's see here, folks. Any more news and notes for you? Oh yes, the biggest news and notes. LeGarrette Blount and Le'Veon Bell may have gotten a little high last week.
Just a little bit, yeah. As far as fantasy aspirations go, I mean, you're looking at least 1 game, maybe 4, since he may or may not have been DUI on that, while I was in the influence, but look for 4-game max, probably 1 game no matter what. So his grade's probably low to high 3rd round, but again, he's expected to be out for 4 games. So
yeah, that's the big thing. The fantasy implications. I think worst case scenario is 4 games for Bell. I don't think Blunt's going to get suspended at all. Either way. Oh, we'll speed it up, of course. But I do think Le'Veon Bell is one of my guys who I don't like this season. We'll talk about that in ticket 2, our boomer bust ticket. But I'd say this doesn't really affect their value that much. I mean, I had Bell 10 to 16. I'd say keep him there. Put him a little closer to 16 now.
The only plus I see on this is obviously the last couple of weeks we've heard that Garrett wants to get the goal line back. I mean, that might increase his stock a little bit, but I don't think anybody's even taking him.
Yeah, you can take a flyer on Blount because, I mean, if he can be a goal line vulture, sort of like Tolbert out of Carolina, Bettis kind of at the end of his career, he's got a lot of value if he scores touchdowns. So, yeah, I think if you have Bell, definitely take Blount as your handcuff.
Yeah, I agree. And even picking up Archer, because who knows how often these guys are going to be out. So.
Yeah, if a suspension is called out, if there's a 4 games that Bell's going to miss, definitely get Dre Archer. I think that's all for news and notes today. Ticket 1. What do you think, Grease? Anything more you
all I
want to
have.
put in there for us? All right, we'll be back soon for ticket 2. Boom and bust.